Good evening and welcome to the Business Day. I'm Javon Keys. Now, at the start of the bulletin, I told you about those gas prices and I'll get to them shortly, but let's begin with some news from the United States. Apparently, there's some doubt about U.S. debt. Fitch Ratings has downgraded its U.S. debt rating from the highest AAA to AA+. This move from the agency means that the U.S. default changes from the highest credit quality to very high credit quality. Officials at Fitch say the lower grade is due to what it calls, quote, a steady deterioration in standards of governance over the last 20 years, including the long-standing but eventually resolved debt ceiling battle between U.S. President Joe Biden and House Speaker Kevin McCarthy. Now, Fitch also said the U.S. government, quote, lacks a medium-term fiscal framework unlike most peers and has a complex budgeting process. Meanwhile, the U.S. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen is strongly criticizing the credit rating agency Fitch. The rating is a marker assigned to show how likely a country is to pay interest on its debt, with a AAA being the best possible rating. Now, Yellen has been outspoken about her disagreement with Fitch's decision, emphasizing the U.S. economy's robust performance, the slowing rate of inflation, and the lower rate of unemployment.
Fitch's decision is puzzling in light of the economic strength we see in the United States. I strongly disagree with Fitch's decision, and I believe it is entirely unwarranted. Its flawed assessment is based on outdated data and fails to reflect improvements across a range of indicators, including those related to governance, that we've seen over the past 2.5 years.
Now, other leaders in the financial industry have called the downgrade ridiculous and say it should not have much of an effect on the U.S. economy. Now, finally, to those gas prices, they'll reflect another week of increases, unfortunately. Now, effective tomorrow, motorists will pay $4.50 more for a liter of 87 and 90 gasoline, bringing these rates to their highest since November 2022. $4.50 will be added to diesel, ultra-low sulfur diesel, and kerosene. Propane and butane will increase by $2.48. Of course, each gas station will make adjustments to its own rates, which includes a markup to the ex-refinery figures coming from Petrojam, which means right after primetime news, you want to head to the gas station. Now to some company news. GraceKennedy saw a marginal increase in profit for its second quarter ended June. For the 3-month period, the local conglomerate made $2.2 billion after tax compared to $2.1 billion for the same period last year. Now, the quarter's performance brought mid-year post-tax earnings to $4.48 billion compared to $3.95 billion in 2022. Now, GraceKennedy says its food business led the company's positive performance, with both its Jamaican and international segments recording growth in revenues and profits for the first half of 2023. And after the Bank of Jamaica pumped $30 million into the foreign currency market, the greenback is selling for an average $155.58, reflecting a 5-cent increase in the value of the Jamaican dollar compared to the U.S. currency. $116.91 is the going rate for the Canadian dollar. The average cost for the pound is $198.15, while it's costing $170.85 for the euro. And the JSE index gained 2,655 points today, while the junior market index lost 45 points. Among the 43 winners were Proven Group US dollar shares, Portland JSX, Guardian Holdings, CAC 2000, and JMB Group 7% variable Jamaican dollar cumulative redeemable preference shares. The 54 losers include Palace Amusement, ISP Finance Services, Paramount Trading Jamaica, JMB Group 5.5% US dollar cumulative redeemable preference shares, and Elite Diagnostic, 12 stocks traded firm. And that's the Business Day. I'm Javon Keys. Good evening.